my kingdom. Had to buy some harmony. Now I'm flexing with my jewels. You can tell I got a lot on me. Grab another hero, feeling like I hit the lottery. Farming, getting API, stacking profits to the sky. 1x, 2x, 10x more.
Good evening, Integral family. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching. We've got a play stream here with Samichpunch. We're going to be going over a little bit of kind of what the heck we're doing right now. Most of our heroes are gone on the boat trip, and what do we even do?
We're bored. We're lonely. My foragers are lonely.
I've got like this itch that I cannot scratch because my Gen Zeros are gone. I can't summon.
Pop over to your screen.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we're hurting. We're hurting for the summon action.
Yeah, I was just gonna show. I've got my I've just got like I'm normally used to like sending like a few groups of foragers, and now it's just I'm down to like my 7 guys, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. All right, I'm gonna. So nobody has Gen Zeros right now. Anybody who had a Gen Zero either sent it, and those that didn't send it, I'm guessing have not been paying attention. I don't know why you wouldn't have sent your Gen Zero on this.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, nobody's summoning their Gen Zeros every 3 days. And I mean, if anybody follows me on Twitter, I sent like 45. I sent half of my hero pool.
That's crazy.
It was bananas, yo. Like pretty much everything that was over rare or like rare and above, I sent.
So tell me this.
YOLO, man.
You lose half those heroes. Are you feeling real bad? Like, do I need to come over, watch you day and night? Are you going to be on Sui Watch?
No, I'll be good. It's going to suck, but I mean, I like calculate that. I'm not like, here's the thing. I've said this before. I get rugged every single time I level up. I get rugged on most of my summons. I have no like expectation that I'm gonna like walk away with like 80% survival rate here. So if I can walk away though with some of my mythics pinging that level up and 15 stats, I'm like pretty stoked about that.
I sent a few heroes that I would probably need counseling if they did not come back.
So like, what did you send? What would fall under that category?
I sent I only have one mythic hero, and I sent him on that boat. It was a mythic knight. Yeah. I have a mythic knight. And the reason, had that guy been a miner, I would not have sent him. But he was a forger, so I felt like I just got to send him. He's not the best profession hero, so he's really only going to be combat oriented, and I feel like to be competitive in combat, you basically had to have sent your combat heroes.
So I agree with that, by the way. iOS Code said he sent 33 out of 36. This guy is YOLOing his way. YOLOing his way to Crystalvale. Let's go. And then this guy, JH3D, they should add a Gravekeeper NPC to the game. I think they're planning to do something, some sort of like memorial, but they're not going to need a Gravekeeper. They're going to need like a landfill.
Yeah, they're going to need their own server to host these people.
Yeah. So what are you doing here? You've got
you don't
have Gen Zeros, but what are you?
No.
You are
so I had a monk that I had been just summoning down. So I've got one left. I've got 6 of 6, and I didn't have a pair, so I've just been renting. Probably would have been smarter to find one in the tavern, a 10 out of 10, and just purchase it. Because I probably would have. Yeah, I definitely would have saved a good chunk of money doing that. But this is what I decided to do. He is level 5, so I can add some tiers. He'll get strength. This is a monk miner.
Wait. You said one of those is level 5?
Yeah.
You've been
He was
holding on to a
he was a
Gen
10
1 10 out of 10
10
for
out of 10
months?
months. I've
Wow.
been grinding
That's
this
like
feller.
fortitude for that extra 1 stat. Let's go.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, oh, that just feels real bad to grind a level 5 and add 1 stat. I mean, it might be impactful once you get, say, 2 level 20s, and now you're adding, what is that, 4 stats on each parent side. So that could be really impactful. But oh man, 1 stat, kind of underwhelming.
Yeah. So
But again,
are either of these? These are 2 of your own?
No, I am hiring the pirate. I own the
Okay.
monk.
That's your monk is 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yep. And I have yet to summon a ninja. So this is the last shot. Here we go.
And he's saying last shot, guys, because this next summon will put his monk down to 5 out of 10, and he could keep trying to go for ninjas, but once you hit 5 out of 10, that means any ninja you do make is coming out with less than 5 summons, which is their max. And like honestly, you take a huge price hit summoning with a 4 out of 4 ninja rather than a 5 out of 5 ninja.
Yeah.
That being said, if you're not like going for like summoning, and that's what I love about this game, guys, is like you can go straight up just summoning and try to make money summoning, or there's the whole combat scene coming into play. So a 4 out of 4 ninja doesn't matter for combat, but if you are trying to shoot for like a sage, you're going to want as many summons as you can, because sage can only have 3 at a max.
Yeah. Honestly,
Push the notification.
I don't know what it's doing. But honestly, if you are trying to get to a Dread Knight, like, you need max summons all the way down the line. Your advanced needs max, your elite needs max.
Because you need to have dragoons and sages that are having 3 out of 3 summons.
Yeah.
Like if you have a dragoon or sage with 1 out of 1 summon, it's just, and you need them early, right? You don't want like a Gen 4 advanced. You need like a Gen 2 advanced. Quick question for you while you're waiting for that, if it's even going to come up. Charlie asked, you don't check your pairings to see what you can
I did.
summon?
So I had checked several of these, and so I went through probably the 8 on the floor, and none of them really had anything aligned. So I just chose the cheapest one. So I do check, but I'm not willing to pay a super high premium, and so I didn't find one within the first 8 on the floor. So I just chose the cheapest one. And this one did have, I believe it was this one, had an R1 mining. He's a gardener, but he did have an R1 mining, and this monk is a mining. Something is, let's refresh here.
So PSQ says you don't get 4 stats at level 20. Yeah, that's right. So the algorithm, it's not just like an extra stat every single time. It's kind of complicated how it runs through the bonus every 5 levels, but it's in the docs if anybody's interested. I think as we get higher and higher levels, and if there's ways for people to start pushing higher levels, we'll all start, and I'll probably write an article on it at some point. But I mean, people are lucky to hit like level 10. I mean, you'd have to spend like a lot of stamina potions, so nobody's really looked into that too closely yet.
No, thanks for calling that out. I legit did not know that.
All right. While you're summoning that, I did want to show. So guys, there is a really cool. Don't really want to share my Discord screen, but guys, if you go to the hero bot and you type /J stats, that gives you the journey stats.
Just take a snippet and then pull it over to your screen. That'll work.
Yeah. There's, in addition to the J stats, which just gives you all the stats, like every hero that's gone, how many total, how many commons, how many uncommons. You can, Mr. Zipper, this guy's the GOAT. He put in a new feature that allows you to put an address in, and it'll give you the stats for that specific address. So I'm gonna, I actually have some data here, and I'm not gonna like steal Mr. Zipper's thunder. I think he's working on like what will be a pretty awesome article that details a lot of the stats, and it'll be some really interesting statistics about who's sent their heroes, what did the biggest wallets do, how many did they send. If any of you follow Hans, he was a bard. I don't think they have bards necessarily anymore. He sent out a tweet. He sent 240 heroes, which is wild.
Whoa.
The Wanderer, he's stats about Perilous Journey. So not just like total heroes sent, but like how, like who were the top 10 here, wallets that sent heroes. How many heroes did they send? How many of those were mythic? Just really interesting stats like that. I know Ogre Abroad said he was sending everything, literally everything. So that's crazy. I know he had hundreds of heroes.
Yeah. That's nutty. Wait. Oh, that's a ninja. That's a ninja,
nice, right? Nice. Let's go.
Finally. All right.
Check the rarity. Common.
'Twas expected.
Common. So, I'm gonna pull over here.
Luck bonus,
so
that's good.
Let's price check that real fast. A ninja, 5 out of 5. Floor price 120. Am I doing that right? Hey, that's not bad.
That's pretty cheap for. I mean, that's good profit, but yeah, Dark Knights are selling for like 150, 60.
Not this guy. This guy's selling for 120 over here.
Whoa, that bro wants a quick sell. Someone snatch up that
Paladins,
one.
Paladins 130. So one thing I was curious to look at, if anybody follows my Twitter, I've been trying to keep track of how many Gen 1 10 out of 10s there are listed and the floor price. Whoa. Do I have a wrong filter on here? Sorry, one more time. So when Perilous Journey, before Perilous Journey started, Gen 1 10 out of 10s were going for like low 80s. Wow.
Yeah,
the floor is at 95, and we're sitting at, that was at like, $4 jewel almost. We're sitting at, pulling up deck screener. So we're up almost 15 jewel on the floor for Gen 1 10 out of 10, and jewel is sitting at 460, so it's gone up. That honestly, I was wondering if this was going to happen, because like if you go here, you go over to the portal, let's say you want to hire a Gen 0. If I recall, there's not very many left. Like, I mean, most of them are gone. 52 Gen 0s for hire.
Oof.
Some of them, most of these are just ridiculously priced. Probably not going to list. Then you've got how many Gen 0s for sale? Only 23 for sale. So I think, let's see, how many days do we have left?
Let's see, what is
7 more days almost?
Yeah. Yep, March 16th.
All right. Let's take some. What do you think happens? What do you think happens with Gen 1 10 out of 10s?
Well, they're going to be purchased. So those will be purchased. Those will be summoned. The supply is going to go down, obviously. Floor price will go up. And I could see
265. There's only 265.
265. That is,
yeah, this has gone down. Before Perilous Journey, there were like 420, I think, listed.
I could see, like, let's see, what is today? Today is the 9th. I could see by 13th, 14th, 15th. I bet Gen 1 10 out of 10s are selling in the ballpark of like 130, 140.
Yeah, I could see that. Also, I could see these selling like hotcakes afterwards because there's even when they come back, like it's still going to take time to replenish that pool. Like those 450 that were for sale before Perilous Journey, that was like weeks and weeks of like maybe oversupply and prices slowly dropping. So I'd be curious. 7 more days, either people stop summoning or they're just going to have to gobble these up at floor price.
Mm-hmm.
We do want to go over like some of the docs, like and some questions that we've been seeing about Crystalvale. Let's take a couple. We could take a couple questions here real quick though. Yeah. So Ryan, the time strategy says, have you guys used DFK analytics to look at the highest stat heroes that exist? There's a lot out there, and not sure they'll ever be for sale anytime soon. It's going to be tough to compete in combat. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, everyone's talking about like getting wiped and just people like mopping the floor with against crappy heroes with their like awesome mythics, but we don't know. Like they said they're going to try and have it balanced, and I think Hubert mentioned on an AMA that there would be some sort of like eye level or equipment level, and I don't see a world where like in a PvP where like real rewards are on the line. And again, I don't know how they're going to do it with LAN tournaments. I know that's like a hot issue right now, but like once PvP comes out, which I said will come before PvE, I just don't see a world where there's not some sort of ranking or MMR system or power level or that's kind of hidden behind your card based off of your stats, your level, and all that, where they let like a Mythic Dread Knight play against a basic archer. Like I just don't see that happening.
I don't see that either. And I know he talked about like if you have a really advanced class and it's not just going to be black and white. It's going to win every time versus a basic. Like if you have a Mythic Dread Knight going up against a Mythic Knight, it's not just the Dread Knight's going to win every single time. There's going to be how are the stats in comparison to each other. Maybe the Dread Knight wins 70% of the time. Maybe the Knight wins 30% of the time. So there's going to be some variable in there. And it's not just going to be the strongest hero wins every single time. So, and the closer your heroes are in comparison to each other, the closer it's going to be to that 50-50 mark. So, having a good, strong hero, even though you don't have the strongest hero, is still going to be really advantageous. You're going to win a portion of those fights.
Again, like we're like 100% speculating here, guys. I think like a lot of people have gotten really worked up about things like, oh, the whales are going to have these giant, these heroes that are just going to dominate. We just don't know what combat's going to look like. So, I mean, the devs aren't idiots. They're going to try to do what's best for the game. So I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah. Tom, shout out, said, after reading your tweet storm, I did my own Gen 1 pair. That's awesome. 570 jewel profit is great. You must have hit a lot of advanced or like a mythic in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congrats.
John H. Finally got your first yellow egg. Congrats, man. Okay. Should we talk about some of this Crystalvale?
Yeah.
So if anybody's seen this is the jewel emission schedule for the gardens. This is, 7,680 joule per minute. This was crazy, guys. This was day 1. We're currently in this one, I think. So they've mentioned that almost everything will be like 1/4 of what it is in the expansion. So Joule has a total Tokenomics has a total supply of 500 million. Every power token for the expansion should be 125 million. 2,000 Gen Zeros in Serendel, 500 Gen Zero in each expansion. So how did the Crystal emission schedules look compared to Joule, Babypunch? Because this looks like less than 1/4, right?
Let's see.
If it started out at 256 per block, what would be a fourth of that?
Let me see if I can share this and I'll show you. Oh. Okay. We'll just share that window. Okay, can you see this?
All right, is your screen
Excel?
safe? You doxing yourself here?
I probably already doxed. Yeah, actually, hold on.
Oh. All right. So, guys, for anybody that doesn't know where this is under the docks, under the gardens, the Joules. This has been here forever. It has the emission schedule. This is the crystal emission schedule. So if you look at it, it starts out at 32 per block, which is less than 1/4, right? 1/4 of 256 per block would be 64, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know when you're ready to pop.
Yeah, it's not going to show. So I'll just run through it. Essentially, what it comes out to is it's not quite a fourth. So it comes out to about 21.7% of the total crystal compared to the total Joule that's allocated per minute.
So that's over the total, like all
over
the
full, all the epochs. So it starts out significantly lower. That first epoch is only 12 and a half. Yeah, is 1/8. And then it goes up to 18.8%, and then 20%, and then 25, and then kind of scales up to 33, 37, and then kind of scales in between there. And
so these 30%. Decreases are it starts out less, but the decreases per epoch for the first several epochs is a lot less than Joule, which was like half, and it was like big giant slashes each time. And I think part of that is like they just don't need that high reward now. There's like the risk isn't there anymore. Like you're not jumping into this pool thinking like, holy crap, is this gonna rug on me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I view this as a very safe play, and as far as DeFi farms go.
So, question: do you think that was intentional? Like, because I know they talked about doing the 25%. Do you think hitting 21.7 was, intentional, or was that more of just how? I don't know. What do you think?
So I think that it's a function of probably several things. One, they probably didn't want it to like start super high and need to drop so dramatically, like for the reasons I just set forth. And so they're just kind of leveling it out. And then I think another thing is it's not going to be an equal, like exact 1/4 even over the total, because there's a lot of other things that are going on that didn't happen in Cyrandel. For example, there are several million crystal that are going to be given away in airdrops. If you recall back in like that January to mid-February timeframe, there was like you got crystal for every hero you held, and a common was worth 1, and it just like doubled, right? Or 2 for an uncommon, 4 for a rare, 8 for legendary, and 16 for a mythic. So there was a bunch of that. You were getting crystal for level ups, and we don't have these yet. Like the crystal hasn't been given away, but the snapshots have been taken. So they've probably got to balance that. I think there was like, when I did the math back before all these other, like back in like mid-February, I think it was like, I want to say like 2% of the total supply almost was being given away in crystal airdrops, which isn't crazy, but I mean, you got to account for that somewhere when that wasn't built into the emission schedules for Joule.
That actually makes a lot of sense then.
Sorry, I was just looking at some of these comments right here. What do you think's gonna, I mean, and I don't want to like sit here and speculate. I know it's like a lot of speculating.
I will go down that rabbit hole with you.
So we're going to 960 crystal per minute, 32 per block. And if you read the docs, I think DFK chain is going to be 2-second blocks as well, which is nice. I was wondering how they were going to do that. If it's like, if I was like, what if the blocks are like 5-7 seconds? Like that really messes up the like how emissions would work compared to Serendale. So 960 per minute plus this isn't like some like crap farm. Like people know about this, so you're going to see a lot of people, I think, jumping ship from Serendale, and I think you're going to see a lot of people who've been too lazy. I won't say lazy, but haven't been wanting to jump over from AVAX. They're like, okay, sweet, it's now on my like native chain, and it's easier for them to get into it. So we're not going to see like 100,000% APRs.
No.
What do you think happens in like how do you see this panning out? Do you see a bunch of people jumping ship and jumping from Serendale over? Do you see them going over and be like, oh, this actually isn't that high and it's at a 95% lock rate, I'm going back to Serendale? Like,
so
I
definitely think people will move funds from Serendale over to Crystalvale, but I believe it'll quickly level out as APRs start to increase in Serendale because people are leaving those pools and headed over to AVAX, and as people currently on AVAX that haven't yet got into DeFi Kingdoms are now seeing really good APRs on a project that is really sound and established. People are going to jump into those pools, and I could see APRs falling pretty quick. I could honestly see in less than a week, AVAX and Serendale maybe not becoming sixes, but very much closing that gap. I bet Crystalvale will still have a little bit higher, but Serendale APRs will go up as well. So as people pull out.
Yeah, this is going to be really unique because, and first of all, yes, I'll go with AVAX every day of the week. Although if Luigi's listening to this, I'm sorry. It's so the thing is like, let's assume the lock rates, the unlock and lock rates were the exact same, right? So we're at what, 55% unlock here in Serendale? Like every 2 jewel you earn in the gardens, more than 1 is unlocked now. That's sweet. That's a really high unlock rate right now. Whereas Crystalvale's starting out at, let me pull it up, it's here.
95?
5 and 95, and it goes down by 2 each time. So I don't see a world in which, like, okay, take a step back. APRs, let's assume unlock rates are the exact same. What we do know about these power tokens is it'll cost 30 crystal, or sorry, let's say 16 crystal to someone with a Gen 1 10 out of 10 in Crystalvale. It will cost 16 jewel to someone with a Gen 1 10 out of 10 in Serendale. So the use and the utility of the power tokens will be the same. They've mentioned this before. They've talked about the arbitrage. So it's like, if let's say Crystal ends up being three times the price of Jewel, nobody's going to summon with their heroes in Crystalvale. They're going to send it to Serendale and summon with a power token that's 1/3 the price. So what does that do? It's going to create an arbitrage to the point where the tokens will eventually should be the same price. So with that in mind, essentially just think of it like more Jewel emissions. So you've got Jewel being emitted at 55.45 unlock to lock, and then you've got Jewel, which is actually Crystal, being emitted in Crystalvale at a 5 to 95 unlock to lock rate. If they were the same, you would see arbitrage and people hopping between the two farms until they're the exact same, right? If there's ever even like a 20% difference, you're going to be like, someone's going to be like, which one am I going to? The one with 20% more. And it'll get to the point where they're the same, but they're not the same unlock rate. So I actually don't know how that's going to pan out, but I would assume that the APRs are going to be higher for quite some time in Crystalvale, but you have to factor into your math that part of that's locked. So it's like, what's your risk appetite? What's your long-term outlook? If you're like super bullish long, then Crystal's going to be the play for you, because you can, one, use your yoked miners that you've been leveling up in Serendale to eventually start unlocking that. You could, or you're just like, this is going big places in the next year and a half. I don't care if it's locked, and you take the higher APR. I think some people will have a shorter term view and they're just like, you know what, maybe I've made my gains, a lot of good gains, and it's time for me to start taking profits. They might be better off in Serendale where the unlock rate is higher. So I don't know, but I think overall you're going to see like really high APRs in Crystalvale. I suspect you'll see a lot of people leave Serendale. The people that decide to stay in Serendale, their APRs are going to go up, and it'll eventually get to a point where there's this valuation done where people are like, okay, locked crystal, call it locked jewel, is worth about this much unlocked jewel to me. And there's a market out there for locked jewel, so you can kind of get a good sense of what that is, and then based off of that valuation, the APRs will equal out.
Yep.
Not equal in the sense that they'll be the same number, but like this percentage of Crystalvale APR, understanding that 95% of it's locked, will be equal to this percent of Serendale APR.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I could see people willing to take the lower APR just for the unlocked portion, and I could also see people saying, "I'm okay locking this up. Just let me accumulate as many crystal as possible, and I believe in the project long term." Which ultimately that will be the better play if you believe in the project long term. If price stays where it is for 3 years, that is the big brain play. But you don't really know, so it's a little bit of a hedge in Serendale because you're unlocking more, but you don't have as much. You're not getting as much jewel as you would in Crystalvale.
I have a couple questions. So what do you think of this? I've seen people on Twitter, and they are like, there's mixed emotions about DFK chain. So DFK chain, what, like, is that good for Harmony, for Serendale? Like, I've seen a lot of people, I think, who've been misunderstanding it and thinking that like this is a new chain for all of the realms.
Yeah.
But what is it? Is that true?
No. So DFK chain is just their subnet chain on, I believe, is it subnet? Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, it's a subnet.
Subnet on Avalanche. So it will host Crystalvale, but it will not host Serendale. Serendale will stay on Harmony chain, Harmony blockchain, and people can kind of speculate, okay, well, if people move liquidity from Serendale over to DFK chain on AVAX, could that potentially have an effect on Harmony 1 price? I don't think so. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, because the jewel is not affecting Harmony 1's price. So it usually kind of correlates because people who are buying jewel are probably buying Harmony 1 as well, especially staking in the LPs. But jewel itself does not directly impact the Harmony 1 price.
Yeah, honestly, I just don't understand the FUD for this. I think people who are maybe fudding this are misunderstanding, and they hear like, oh, DFK chain, like this is going to be the chain for all of their realms, like Harmony is not needed anymore. That's not the case. Serendale stays on Harmony. That will be the blockchain that houses Harmony. They're calling this DFK chain, but it's housing Crystalvale. So it's, I mean, just like in terms of like it really hasn't changed in terms of like TVL moving in and out of different chains from just being on AVAX. So like it's just it's a subnet on AVAX. So I guess if you were like super pissed off about AVAX to start with, then DFK chain is, by extension, you're also probably upset about DFK chain. But I mean, it's the same thing. But it's even better because now we get to use Jewel as gas. So
yeah,
like,
the Wanderer mentioned
really
that
cool.
in chat. He said gas fees and Jewel is super bullish. So that will keep Jewel prices high.
Yeah, AVAX gas fees can be really high. It's, I mean, we haven't done too much over there. I mean, I know you're
more
messing around with
expensive than Harmony, that's for
Krabata
sure.
wallet, but let's take there was a couple questions. What, you actually asked me this one. You want to take this one? One of 3 new classes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, not that. I skipped straight to the answer.
I think Gen Z or Gen Zero pairs will work seeing as they introduce 3 new classes. Okay, yeah. So this is, I also was confused on this because in the video they show the 3 silhouettes of new classes, but apparently it's 2 basic and 1 advanced class. So 2 basic classes, and then they'll have an advanced class that they can summon and pair.
Yeah.
And I'm. What is your theory? The 2 new classes from Crystalvale, will they be able to pair with the Sarandel Gen Zeros and make a whole nother line of advanced classes?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's just like it's just, I mean, I don't see how it can work like that. The mutations are very specific in the sense that it's like 2, and it's like the way, I mean, I remember on an AMA a long time ago, they're like, okay, so expansion 1 will give us 2 new basics. Those 2 basics can make 1 more advance. We will need to wait until the next expansion where we get 2 more. Those 2 can make 1 more advance, and then the 2 advance from those first 2 expansions can make an elite class. And then you would need 2 more expansions to get another elite class. And then elites can start making another transcendent, and then you'll have Dread Knight and the other transcendent. So essentially, by the time you have 8 expansions, you theoretically will be able to have 1 more mutation past Dread Knight. I mean, that's a ways out.
Whoa. What was that? 2035?
It could be a while.
Probably.
It could be a while. There was we were talking about something earlier I wanted to mention. Do you think that... Oh, yeah, it was just in the context of the garden. So somebody said people might be bullish on Crystalvale Gardens because they're just going to take it back to Sarandel and mine it. I don't think that's how it works. So you're going to have to wait until the profession quests in Crystalvale launch so that you can, like, you're not going to be able to take Crystal back to Sarandel and mine it. This is... I'm going to go to it right now. This is the Jewel Mine. Yeah. And Sarandel will have a crystal mine, or it might even be a mine. Whatever it's going to be, it'll be for unlocking crystal. So your crystal is going to be locked up until profession quests come out in Crystalvale, which should happen on a much like more accelerated basis, they've said, because they've already got like the base code. But it's not like you're going to be able to send your hero over and immediately start. Well, I mean, I don't know. They said they have a lot of big announcements. Maybe they're like rolling out a lot more than we thought initially. But
quests right off the bat?
I don't know. I'm not going to even speculate. I doubt it. I do not want to be the one like spreading a rumor like that. I doubt it.
Can we just go back to where we minted our Gen Zeros and then they said we will have quests out in 3 days? Can we just go back to that day and be like, how did that timeline even come about? And then it was 4 months.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, what was in their head that they were thinking.
Can you see this gas fee?
I think we're about 3 days away. A gas fee? Like your MetaMask transaction? No, what is it?
Yeah, holy crap. It must not be popping up on my screen share. So I'm trying to complete this mining quest. The gas fee is 22 Harmony 1. The Gwei is at 1,900.
Just pay it. You've got it. Just full send it. Yeah, it's been bad. Lately, I have had to change probably a quarter of my gas fees because they keep popping up at ridiculously high. Like several 1.
Yeah, it's dangerous because when I do my like gardening here, I usually go.
Oh yeah, you just like
and I'll
spam
like,
click, spam
collect, and I sometimes just click, and I'm not even watching.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to revise all of these.
I made that mistake, and I already told you this. I approved 3 transactions in a row that were 11-1 each.
Jeez. That's like a meaningful amount. Like some people, that's
like, well, that's
all
the
the gas
rewards
they
from
have in
that.
their wallet. And that
Definitely all the
eats up
rewards
your
from that
reward.
quest.
Yeah, it's terrible. Hopefully, we won't have to deal with this on FK chain. You know what? I know we said we weren't going to do a giveaway. I kind of want to do a giveaway though. So
Nice.
let's.
What are you thinking?
Let me look at my hero pool here.
Whoa, he's going for the big guns.
Let's see what we got.
Sends half his heroes on the journey. He must be
I'm just
swimming in them.
I'm numb. I'm like, I just need something. We want something more to do. Let's just spice it. Or maybe we'll buy. Maybe we'll maybe should we shop for a hero? Like, what would I do if I was buying a floor hero, and give that away, or should we just?
Yeah.
Should I give one of my heroes away?
Let's find a good hero
See what the chat
in the
says.
tavern. All right, let's do this.
You 21 for gas. Thanks, Biden. Oh man, I've been spamming this comment the whole time. Sorry, guys. What were you saying?
I was gonna say you shop for a hero, and I will shop for one independently, and we'll compare them and see which one.
All right. So if I
we're looking like within what? Under.
Let's say under. Let's say under. Jeez, what's the price of Jewel at? Should probably figure this out before I. 450. Heck, let's just
under
say
450. Okay.
Under 50 Jewel. Under 50 Jewel.
Okay.
All right. We'll and then you select a hero. I'll select a hero. We'll see what.
What if we let the winner choose? We'll choose the winner.
All right, people. I'm thinking if I'm buying a floor hero.
Let's see here.
I mean, if you're buying a floor hero for 50 Jewel, you're probably not. You probably don't have a giant amount in the garden, so I'm not buying a gardener. You probably don't have a very heavy locked balance, so I don't know if mining makes the most sense.
Wait, why do you gotta assume they don't have Jewel in the gardens or in?
I mean, if you're just if you're shopping for a floor hero.
I shop for floor heroes all the time.
Yeah, but like floor Gen 1s, you're not buying like a 38 floor hero to use. Let's see what.
That is my questing pool. They are made up of these floor heroes.
I'm checking out like profession stats here. Gardeners. I was surprised. I thought a gardener was going to be cheap. Seems to be a lot of shade for gardeners.
Gardeners they're a premium.
Do this. Let's say. Are you looking?
I'm looking. I'm trying to find the right one.
See if I can get like a level 4 here.
I love spending your money.
Nope.
Quit using the same filters.
Miners have gotten a lot worse since the stamina change. You know, I didn't send guys on like 15 stamina runs anyways, so hasn't really changed for me. Look at this, a Gen 1 gardener. Stephanie, I heard a pirate fisher has a 10% chance of return. Math seems to check out on that one. Oh, geez. I don't even know. So most of my shopping guys, I'm usually going like
Are you considering summons? Is that even a factor when shopping on the floor?
I don't think so. I think if you're anything on the like 40 to 50, it's not going to have summoning value. So,
so that being said,
I'd probably be
really
looking for Forger or Fisher.
That means generation really doesn't matter because you're not summoning with it.
Yep.
And if generation doesn't matter, the only thing that really matters is rarity and profession. That being said, I call the only uncommon warrior for 50 jewel. That's mine.
Okay. Man, I was hoping to get like an archer.
Oh, what is a fisher?
Archer or thief here, like high level forager. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with a different strat here. Let's go with I'm a big fan of archers.
I feel bad. I told a bunch of people in the Discord today that we weren't doing a giveaway on the stream today.
Oh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna look for archers. I'm just gonna go archers.
Actually, I
like
switched my
with
hero.
a bunch of decks. Gardening. Oh, gosh. So many gardeners.
No, I'm gonna stick. Warrior, 50 jewel, uncommon. Summons really doesn't matter. It's Gen 3, 5 of 5. Level 3.
Jeez, man. Archer foragers are running for pricey. That's crazy.
I want to know if there's anyone in chat that has actually used the stats filter.
Okay,
tab.
this is the hero. I'm just gonna say this one. Archer, forager, 5.7 foraging, got a luck buff, 13 dex, owned by Brengen.
Nice. All right, you can probably find the uncommon warrior. Scroll down. Oh wait, whoa. Oh no, you've got filters on. Okay, this is it. The uncommon warrior thief. He's a fisher.
Oh, dude, that's way better. 10.3 fishing. All right, I need to up my game.
Yeah.
That's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's the other one I would have.
Wrap this up.
Yeah. Here, there's a knight forger, 13.3 forging, vitality and luck.
19.
Good.
Dude, that warrior's a really good deal. 10 fishing.
10.3 fishing.
Gonna be hard for
got
me to
endurance,
beat that.
blue stat bonus. And he's the only uncommon under 50 jewel.
Well, there's a lot of uncommons under 50.
Oh, that's true. I guess I had a filter of level 3.
Yeah, dude, that guy's good. It's gonna be hard to beat that.
Tell you, I live on the floor.
All right, let's do this. This will be the choice. They can have this hero for 50 jewel, or they can have 40 jewel. Just they can buy whatever they want. So, Warren Parks. Are there even advanced classes for less? Let's check real fast. Paladin, Dark Knight, somewhere. Take off my common filter. Yeah, you've got You've got some stuff here.
You do.
They're all fresh. It's all fresh stuff that was just recently summoned with, usually. Everything's level 1.
Isn't that the play?
All right, let's do this. Let's just do this.
We're like circle jerking here.
Yeah. Let's just. Oh, I am.
Let's choose one.
Subclass. Let's just. We won't make this complicated. We'll just split it down the middle.
Yeah.
We'll just give. It'll just be Jewel. We're just gonna give away Jewel. I hope that you use it to buy a hero, and not just dump it. If you do, I'm disappointed in you. And why are you here listening to our streams when you didn't even think we were doing a giveaway? So, let's go with trivia, and let's do. Okay, let's do this. So put in your Discord name. So first of all, put in your Discord right now.
Type in Discord.
Don't type it. Don't like actually hit enter. But like mine would be Samichpunch, hashtag 2518. So get that ready. If you don't like, just the way we've been like tried to be scammed too many times, and people like reporting other people's messages, whatnot. So put in your Discord name right now. Type it in, and then get ready to type in this question.
Type in the question? Or...
Sorry, the answer. The question is, what is my favorite item to order at Taco Bell?
Ooh. Yeah.
What is my favorite
that menu?
What is my favorite food item to order at Taco Bell?
I saw a TikTok today that said it was a guy holding the camera. He's like, I found the only place in America where you can still get gas for under $2. And he spun around and it was a Taco Bell. You're muted.
Dang it. I said I'm just pulling it up right now.
You mean you don't know? Oh, dog.
Do we got some answers here? Okay.
If I had to predict, I would have said Sir Monkey probably got it right, but let's see. Maybe there was I don't know. Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
I don't want to say it yet because I got to make sure someone got it. Okay, it is Aaron Cam. It's the quesarito. Did anybody else say quesarito before him?
The quesarito. You know what? You were on a grilled stuffed burrito kick for so long.
Dude, they haven't had the grilled stuffed burrito forever.
I know.
This is the one, guys. I'm sorry. There's a lot that I like, but quesarito is currently my favorite. So, Aaron Cam.
Well done. You must note
his. You want to note his Discord tag for me. All right, guys. Not a little longer than we thought, but thanks for joining us. I hope that Frisky mentioned that there will be more announcements. That sounded like there would be a lot of exciting announcements in the next week as well. So hopefully we hear some cool stuff. I mean, TFK chain was big. Let's see what happens. I'm really excited for them to release the docs about how bridging's going to work, how the single staking is going to work. So let's stay tuned for that. And guys, March 30th, it's big. We don't know what's going to happen with price in the meantime. As bullish as DeFi Kingdoms is, we're all subject to macro conditions, and those don't look great. So accumulate and hold the line. All right, GG guys, thanks for joining us.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. Follow the stream and follow us on Twitter so you can get notifications.
All right.
Thanks.